how about if you tell us what the people did when you first started scratching?
Yeah, okay, that's a good one.
You were just playing the
a-
records.
First let me say, a lot of people, they always say, Graham Wizzard Theodore came up with scratching by mistake. Let me explain something to everybody. No matter what you do, if you're a poet, a basketball player, a producer, or whatever, you're gonna always be in your room or in your basement practicing your craft to make yourself better than what you are. Basically, that's what I was doing when I was in my room. I was making a tape, I was practicing, and trying to make myself better than what I was, and that's when I came up with the scratch. I gotta thank my moms for that.
Thanks, Mom.
We all have to thank your mom for that.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
So, how did people react to it though when you started?
Well, it's like hearing your favorite record, being rubbed back and forth over and over again. When I first started scratching with baby scratches. Just strictly baby scratches. And now it's like, a whole new phenomenon. I mean, I went to Malaysia and I see guys scratching with watermelons and pineapples and stuff like that. I really feel good about that, But basically, it just hyped the crowd up, Everybody's dancing and you hear your favorite record, and certain parts of the record, I'll be scratching it back and forth and back. And it just hyped the crowd up. And every weekend I play at this spot called The Sparkle, and the crowd just got bigger and bigger. And, here, 30 years later, the scratch is still here.
Transforming everything now.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt.
Crazy.
The flair scratch, the shrimp scratch, the spaghetti scratch, the orange juice. They got all kind of scratches out. But at the end of the day, it's still a scratch.
And you're gonna be doing you're gonna be performing here later too, right?
Yes, I will perform for you guys, so definitely don't go nowhere.
So yeah, don't go. Both Rob Swift and Graham Wizzard Theodore both be performing later. So
just don't put Rob Swift on before me.
Oh man! All right, here's one question that's a little bit on the more on the serious tip. All the stuff around mixtapes today, and that whole controversy and all of that. So do you three still feel like mixtapes are a good way for DJs to get their names out there? Is it something that DJs should still be putting out? Like, what are your thoughts on just the whole mixtape game at this point?
I mean, I think you still got to do it. You got to promote yourself, and there's only certain ways people are going to see you, especially in my situation when it's even more difficult because I'm using movies and video clips, and luckily nothing's bit me yet, but I'm keeping my fingers crossed. But like, I'm not out in every club everywhere all the time, so I got to use videos to promote myself. And I know, like, on YouTube, I threw a video up on YouTube that got yanked down. It was the Anchorman thing. They took it right down. So it's tough. I mean, you still got to promote yourself, but you got to expand it. And there's only one way to do that. It's through mixtapes, in my opinion.
I think mixtapes are definitely a good avenue for DJs to promote themselves, because if you're playing at a club, you're playing in front of the immediate audience that comes out to see you, whether it's 200, 300 people. But when you actually sit down and create a mixtape, it goes out and it reaches people out west, in the south, in other countries, depending on what your distribution's like. So you could get to tap into a wider audience when you're doing a mixtape. However, the thing that bothers me with some mixtape DJs these days is that a lot of them aren't actually using turntables, applying the actual DJ skill to their mixtape. I know of DJs that use instant replay machines and press buttons, you know what I mean, and actually don't use vinyl. You have DJs that create a mixtape, and the whole catch of the tape is that he or she has exclusives, songs that haven't come out yet from your favorite artists, and they're just playing the songs one right after the other. There's no mixing involved. There's no blending involved.
There's sirens, though.
There's sirens
involved.
There's sirens and a lot of yelling and a lot of echo chambers. And shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, and there are actual people out here that look at these DJs and think like, wow, they're the best DJ. You know what I mean? So like, you know, let's just say DJ.
Clue. No.
Well, you know, this is the originator right here. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna back up anything he says. You know, but no, honestly, let's take someone like a Clue, for example. For the most part, his name and the fame around his name has a lot to do with the people that he's aligned with. You know, people like Jay-Z, he's on the radio. But if, let's say I battle DJ Clue, the skill level is just, it's different. You know what I mean? What he does is more like party rocking, playing like hype joints, playing music to get people dancing. And what I do is actually use the turntable as a musical instrument. And there's nothing wrong with what he does, because I could do the same thing. You know, I could party rock. I'm into that. That's basically what Kool Herc and Bam Bowder started out doing. You know what I mean?
Come on, man, stop fronting, tell him you crushed that.
I know. I mean,
Hey,
Clue, if you're watching, there's a challenge on the table. There's a challenge on the table.
yeah, nah, you know. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Man.
And you will be there to watch it, right? Okay, all right. We just want to make sure.
okay, so there's really.
But you know, but basically what I'm trying to say is, you know, I'm not trying
there's a difference between a DJ and a person that plays records.
Right.
Man.
Well, the person that plays records is a disc jockey.
Is a disc jockey.
Yeah.
But my again, with the, not to get off the subject, but with the mixtape thing, what bothers me is that exactly. There's no
mixing.
Thank you very much, D. I appreciate
So don't
that.
call it a mixtape.
Right. So don't. Right. But what bothers me though is the people that actually are like, yo, you think you could be Clue? Like they'll ask me shit like that, and it's like the skill level is like there's no comparison. You know what I mean? But so you know, it's good that we have panels like this where people could come out and listen to us talk and go home and really do their homework and think about these kind of things, because there's a variety of kind of DJs, you know what I mean, and the skill level varies, you know.
Right.
So my thing is, be able to do it all. Party rock. When you do your mixtapes, incorporate scratching and incorporate mixing, because this is the foundation of DJing, of what it is that we do.
Yeah.
So we got to represent it the right way.